In this week's episode, open up but not too wide because this is a Bagel Bite. And much like a Bagel Bite, what this episode lacks in stature, it more than makes up for in smiles. We're chatting about ADHD money shame and neglected home ec babies, paying ode to some of our quirkiest flock members, and gossiping about the upcoming WOAF guest lineup. Plus, calling all plant questions. In a few weeks, we'll be joined by a mystery guest for a springtime Plantpisode, where we'll be answering your repotting questions and dishing out amateur plant advice just in time for the spring bloom. Get your mouths ready because here we go!
They said that we'd grow out of it. Well, the joke's on them, that's just our brains. We're eccentric, loud, and stubborn, and most of our clothing is covered in stains. It's not a deficit of attention, there's just too much to think about. So if executive dysfunction becomes a little too much, if you forgot why you came in this room, or you're hypersensitive to touch, then put on your seamless socks and come join our little flock. Bitches stimming together, we're weirds of a feather, weirds of a feather.
All right, should we get into it?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hello!
Hello!
This is Weirds of a Feather, an ADHD-Adjacent podcast.
I'm your host, Grace.
And I'm your host, Kristen. Welcome to our Bagel Bite number 2.
We're doing a Bagel Bite.
Bagel Bite. Get your mouth ready.
Get those mouths ready because we are bringing you our second little bagely bite.
Yeah, open up, but not too wide because it's just a bagel bite.
Just a little open.
Yep.
We have a big guest episode coming for you next week. We did an interview with our friend Elena. We had a great conversation with her, but with great conversations come a lot of editing. So I'm chugging away on that one, but I want to make sure I do our episode justice and edit it properly and fully. So in the meantime, we're bringing you a Bagel Bite this week.
Bite.
And next week we'll have a nice, long, juicy slice of za for you with Elena.
Yay!
Yay.
Can't wait.
But until then, we're just taking little nibbles, you know, just little.
Yeah. We wanted to address some stuff because we talk about a lot of things here, and sometimes we're not able to address our listeners. And that's what we wanted to do here. We get a lot of people sending in their pizza secrets, people sending in their quirks, and just some regular old questions. So we just wanted to take some time, take a deep breath, do our Wim Hof.
Like a wave.
Some breathing, some tapping, whatever you want to do to calm yourself down. And we're going to address some listener stuff because it's long overdue.
Yes, we want to thank all of our listeners, especially the listeners who have been participating in our polls on Instagram.
Yes, we collect all this information and
it's in a huge database.
Yeah, it's in a server in Oregon.
Just waiting.
It's just waiting to be put into a pie chart.
But until that day comes, we wanted to talk about some of the results from our polls, people who have been giving us some great responses, and then we wanted to read some of those listener quirks and pizza secrets.
Yep. So here we go.
Here we go.
All right. Should we start this episode off with a little accomplishment? Yeah,
let's get it going with a little accomplish. And then that's not an abbreviation for accomplishment.
That's weird, but...
What's an abbreviation for accomplishment? It's such a long word.
A-comp.
Is that better? A-comp. We could call it a plish. Little plishes.
A little plish. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
I like it. All right, Kristen, what's your little plish this week? Oh, we didn't sing our song.
We gotta sing the song.
Shit.
I know you're really excited about plish, but
little plishes, but all right.
We're gonna do the real song. All right. You gotta give the listeners what they want.
You're right. Keep them happy.
Lyrics.
They're here for the lyrics. Yeah. Lyrical genius.
Yep.
Little accomplishments, but big in our hearts. Little plish. All right.
It's a Bagel Bite, so it's a little plish.
Oh, that's a good call. All right. On Bagel Bites, we'll call them little plishes.
Little plishes.
All right, Kristen.
Little plishes.
Little plishes. Kristen, what was your little plish this week?
Yeah, I did. I'm calling this emergency aphid control.
Okay.
Ba, 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 ba. That's the song for it.
I like it.
Okay. What's your plish?
Oh, are you not going to say more about that?
I can say plenty.
Okay, tell me that plish.
We just went to the plant store. I got myself a new bonsai, and I always check. One thing that you should do if you buy a plant, you check it for bugs. And I bought a couple plants because I have no self-control. And one I knew was you ever buy something and you're like, this is going to become a project?
All the time.
Yeah. So I bought one project plant called a rehab plant. And I checked it. I knew it had little mealybugs, but mealybugs are things that are kind of easy to take care of. Do you know what a mealybug is?
No, but I feel like I could intuit what it is.
Yeah, it's like, it looks like a little cottony speck on your plant and just kind of slowly sucks the life out of your... I took a picture of it. I'll show you later. And so it had some mealybugs, but those are pretty easy to get rid of. And then I was looking at my other little trees that I bought, and I realized, fuck, one of them has aphids, which is really kind of a bitch to get rid of. All those plants are in quarantine. And I did like you got to spray them. I got a special cocktail that I spray them with. And then you got to rinse it off so it doesn't damage the leaves. And then you got to put them in quarantine. And then I plucked off the most infected parts. Oh, and it's kind of like such a bummer because you're like riding this high from like, I got a new plant to like, fuck, this is a project. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I did it. And I got all the mealybugs off the other one. And then I think I got most of the aphids off. We're going to do a couple like rinses with my special cocktail, which we can talk about on a later date.
Okay.
Because I have a side quest. We're talking a lot about plants, but Kylie from Dark Down East, we've talked about her before. Go back to our podcast episode if you don't know who that is.
We talk about her constantly, and she says that's her favorite content on the show. Yeah. So this one's for you, Kylie.
Kylie, she requested we talk about plants more, not just bonsais, but like house plants.
She wanted us to answer, not me, she wanted you, Kristen, to answer some of her plant questions.
Yeah. And so we're going to have a whole plant episode coming up.
Plantpisode.
A plantpisode.
In the spring, because that's right. That's the best time
mid-March, I think.
Yeah. March Madness.
Oh. Because that's like, when there's a lot of plants and specifically house plants, because I have no outdoor space, so I don't really understand how outdoor plants work, but we're going to have a whole plant episode. We're going to have a guest to help us because there's a lot. But if you have any plant questions, now's the time to put them in. Email us, DM us, find us on TikTok so we can address those during our plant episode.
Yes, because spring is a time when you want to repot your plants, right? Or that's the best time to repot them? Or you don't want to do it in the winter?
You don't want to do it in the winter.
Maybe not the best time.
You don't want to plant. Spring is good because it's the trees just coming to life. This is specifically for bonsais. For tropical trees and plants, it's a little bit different. It's less relaxed. But
I'll get into it.
For my little bonsais, you want to repot in early spring because the roots are still semi-dormant, so they get less traumatized. The plant is about, there's more light. There's more like vigor is happening. They're going to grow stuff, so they're going to be able to quickly recover because summer is on the way. So you got to get it like just in time. But also everything's blooming in the spring. So there's more light, more blooms. Spring is a great time unless you live in Maine and it's like mud season.
Ugh, I know.
So
send in your questions, and Kristen and our guest, who is a big plant person, she's a dainty, beautiful woman.
Yeah, she's a dainty, beautiful woman, but also a plant person.
Yes, she also loves plants and has learned a lot, and she's an ADHDer, and so she and Kristen will answer your plant questions, so send them in.
Kylie, send in your plant cues. She didn't already.
No, but she wants them to be addressed. Yes.
Theoretical plant questions. Yep. Send them on in.
Kyle, send them in. And anyone else. No, it's not just for Kylie, but...
Yeah. If you want to learn about how to get rid of pests, that's a big one. Or like, what pests should you look out for? How should you buy a plant? Where should you go to get plants? What plants are good beginner plants? Let me know.
Yep. Also, before I share my little plish, this...
Sorry. I can't take you seriously.
I can't take myself seriously. Your emergency aphid control reminds me, I feel like that would be a good one to bring up on that segment. We were talking about a hypothetical segment of problems that we've solved, but that we also created.
Yeah. If I just took what were we 2 more seconds.
Can't remember, but I had a little jingle for it. I'll try to remember. But yeah, that was one of those things that I guess you kind of created the problem, but also you solved it. So no harm, no foul.
We'll see. By the next episode, by the Plantpisode, hopefully we'll have a more. We're still kind of in the weeds. Oh, that was awful. But yeah, it looks, I've only done one treatment, so far so good, but aphids kind of those things that are really hard to get rid of. That and spider mites.
All right, we'll talk about it on the Plantpisode.
All right.
We gotta keep it short. This is a bagel bite. Don't forget.
I know, it's a little bagel bite, but I could talk about plants forever.
I know, but don't.
Okay.
All right.
Can we do a listener shout out?
Oh, I gotta do my little plish.
Oh, fuck. I totally forgot about your plish.
My plish.
I'm sorry. I value your plish.
Thank you.
And I value your heart.
I needed to hear that.
Okay.
All right, for my little plish, we've talked about our friend Haley on the pod before.
Yes, we have.
I've told quite a few stories of us getting in trouble as children, spitting on our hands in the softball lineup. So Haley is an ADHDer, and she's married to a neurotypical, Ryan.
Whoa.
And Ryan loves finance, which I don't understand, but I respect.
It's
someone's
one
got
of
to
those
do it.
things I wish I loved.
Yes, but I really don't.
It's a hobby that will never will be.
Yeah, a hobby I have no interest in. And that's why I need someone to do it for me.
Yep.
So Ryan has just become a financial advisor, following his dream.
Woo woo!
Congrats,
Go, Ryan.
We're proud of you. And he is taking us on as clients, me and Ian. So, and
he's
Ian,
in for a treat.
Oh, we warned him. I said, because Haley also hates money and will avoid it. I think she's worse than I am when it comes to like dealing with money. She just like avoids it and doesn't look at her bank account.
And she's like, it's fine, hopefully.
Yeah. So I set it up by saying, all right, Ryan, just so you know, our financial situation is like if Haley was married to another Haley. And he was like, oh, God.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But he took us on anyway. And Ian and I were really anxious about it. We both have, a lot of weird stuff around money. We're not good with it. There's a lot of shame there. A lot of ADHDers have impulsive spending and difficulty knowing what to do with money and how to keep track of it. So we went over there yesterday and had our first financial planning meeting with Ryan, and it went really well.
Nice.
And he was the best. He made us feel so calm. He took all the shame out of it. He didn't make us feel bad about not knowing what a 401k is and like all this stuff where it's basically like teaching 8th graders a home ec class of like, pretend that you're in the real world and pretend this is your money. Like, that's what it felt like.
Home ec should have been.
Yeah.
Remember, what did you learn in home ec?
I don't know how to take care of a fake baby that I didn't actually do. The second it started crying, and then I ripped out the battery. Within a minute, I ripped it out. I didn't even try.
I remember I took a really long shower because I was so sick of taking care of that dumb baby. And I guess it like cried for like an hour and a half. And I just let it because I just left it in my parents' basement. And then I gave it back to the lady. You know how they can like see. And she's like, you left your baby crying for like over an hour. I go, babies do that sometimes.
That's the thing about babies.
Failed. I didn't break it.
Well, we both failed in different ways.
Yeah.
So, yeah, long story short, we went over to Ryan's. We were scared, but he did a great job of helping us, and we did it.
Yay.
And look at us.
Thanks, Ryan.
We're learning money things slowly but surely. So if you are in Maine and you don't have to be an ADHDer, I'm sure he would prefer if he didn't have all ADHD clients, but also because his wife is ADHD and she's explained to him, why she has trouble with money, why she gets so like anxious about it. He really understands why we have these weird things about money, which like most people don't. So that's an awesome thing to have, that just relief of knowing you're not going to be judged. He's going to meet you where you are and talk you through it. Mm-hmm. So if you have any financial advising needs, you can email us at weirdsofafeather@gmail.com and I can put you in touch with Ryan. He's looking to take on some new clients.
Woo! And we're planning to have him on the show sometime in the distant future.
Yep. We're going to have him on for a Ask a Neurotypical episode.
Ooh.
And we're also going to have Haley on to talk about inattentive ADHD and teaching. And then hopefully at some point we'll have them on together to talk about the dynamic between an ADHDer and a neurotypical in their marriage and like what that looks like.
Well, that would be lovely.
We got a lot of good Rye Guy content coming at you.
Nice.
So yeah, that was my little plish.
Yeah, a little plish and a little
dish.
Plug. A plish and a plug.
Plish and a plug.
Ah,
yeah, there's my plish and a plug.
Nice.
All right, do you want to do a few listener
shout-outs
and
secrets?
Yep.
Shout-outs and secrets.
Yep.
Listener shout-outs and listener secrets. That sounds about right.
Yep, that flows.
Yep. Our first shout out is to Brian.
Yeah.
You know who you are, Brian.
Brian
when was the last time you talked to Brian face to face?
Years ago. Brian went to middle school and high school with us. We were always kind of like, I don't know, just like friendly with him.
Yeah.
And he's a huge listener of the show. He's always responding to our polls.
He's always got poll responses and question responses, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate your participation. We love hearing your feedback and your comments and how much you love the podcast. It means a lot. It's just so cute that you listen.
It is really cute. Yeah. We also have this inside joke about you about how your name is B-Rain, and it doesn't make sense to explain it, but
we're going to try anyway.
Are you going to try?
I don't know. Should I? I might cut this out. I might leave it in. But it doesn't really
go for it.
All right. I don't even know where to start with this, but when we were was this in middle school?
It was in middle school.
It was in 8th grade. We were hanging out. I remember it was in your basement, Kristen. We were hanging out in Kristen's.
Yep. What? I don't remember it then.
We were hanging out in Kristen's basement.
I thought it was in the cafeteria.
No, I think the whole Mo was telling us the story in your basement.
I thought it was the cafeteria.
Oh.
But you have a better memory than I do.
I do. Our friend Mo was trying to tell us the story about Brian. So the story itself is so stupid. It's like not funny, but the way Mo was trying to tell it and how much she was laughing was the funny part. She was just trying to tell us that someone wrote on Brian's folder, they wrote B-Rain
instead of Brian.
So she's trying to tell us that Brian says, hey, who wrote B-Rain? But she's trying to tell us the story and she keeps laughing and laughing and she like can't get the words out. And then she finally gets it out and the whole punchline of the joke is just, hey, who wrote B-Rain? So the actual joke was not funny, but Mo trying to tell this story and thinking it was so funny is the joke, I guess. So Brian, just so you know, we refer to you as B-Rain.
Always and forever. Yeah.
You'll always be B-Rain.
It's a weird inside joke. Probably not funny to anybody else. But you've always been B-Rain to us, and you will always be B-Rain. So thank you, B-Rain, for listening to us and supporting us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, B-Rain.
B-Rain.
Go B-Rain.
All right.
All right. Should we get into some listener seeks?
Yeah, listener seeks.
Listener secrets. Tell me your secrets. Listener secrets. That was really well coordinated.
That worked out well.
Yep.
Better than I expected. Actually, this isn't secrets. These are quirks.
Oh, shit. Damn it.
Fuck.
Do we have a listener quirks song? I know we're really good coming up with songs on the top of our heads.
Listeners are so quirky. There we go.
All right. Yep. Got it.
This one's from our artist in residence and my current boyfriend.
Current boyfriend?
Yeah.
That sounds like...
Oh, no.
It's temporary.
It's not temporary.
You're not her boyfriend. You're her current boyfriend.
I mean...
For now, Christopher.
Sounds really bad.
Boyfriend.
No,
all right, we'll call him your boyfriend for now, Christopher. Yes. What did he write in?
You know what? When this drops, we're gonna have to have like a conversation. So that's not what I meant. Shit.
Too late. You're already gonna be talking about your relationship. Have fun on Thursday.
I'm gonna get a bunch of angry texts.
Yep. All right. Let's hear it.
Well deserved, I guess. That was a shitty thing. Where's my crystal? The crystal I bought the other day that was supposed to be like help you with like emotional maturity.
Yeah, help you like being comfortable with expressing and talking about emotions.
I need that.
We both bought one. I was making a joke like, oh, Kristen, you should get one of these. And I was like, I should too.
Yeah. I really need one. I should have bought two.
Yeah.
One for each hand. Anyway, our artist in residence, Christopher, he's a big time listener and my boyfriend.
Yeah.
I almost said current again. Shit.
Yeah, your current boyfriend.
Yeah. Just making it worse.
Start reading.
Okay. So he's a listener. He's also an ADHDer and makes things very interesting. He goes, hey, WOAF. Longtime listener, first-time emailer. Love the show. Very entertaining and informative. I figured I should probably share some quirks and a pizza secret. And we're keeping your pizza secret
a secret.
Just because we have other secrets we want to tell. But
we're saving it.
We're saving your secret. We're telling your quirks, Christopher.
We're saving your secret.
Your secret's safe with us.
Until it's not and we read it on air.
Yeah, we're going to read it on later. But right now, let's go into those quirks. So he says, number 1, I'm terrified of using people's first names. I'm always afraid I'll mess it up or say the wrong name or forget it completely. So if I use your first name when talking, just know I've rehearsed it about 15 times in my head. However, if you have a nickname, I will never forget. I'm so quirky.
That's very interesting.
Oh, Christopher, when we first started dating, did you have to like, we have the same name basically. So did you have to rehearse it? Get back to us.
Also, when you guys first started dating, we called Christopher Merman for like 6 months.
I still refer to him as a merman.
He's
sometimes.
still in my phone as Christopher/Merman.
Yeah, his little emoji in my phone is the merman emoji.
Because his profile picture on Hinge was him dressed up as a merman.
Yeah.
And that's what drew you in.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
It's weird, but yeah. Yeah, I had to change his... You know how they have like the letters? Like yours would be like GB,
yes.
mine's KS. So his initials are the same as one of my coworkers' initials. And I kept sending him all this like OR in 10 minutes or like the wound on 57 didn't look good. And he's like...
Oh no, the wound.
He's like, yeah, I'm interested, but I think you're trying to text someone else. I hope the wound's okay. You should probably get to the OR if it's in 10 minutes. So I had to physically change his so I wouldn't mess it up. Anyway, quirk number 2.
Yep.
Here we go. While not being able to remember names of loved ones, I will remember strangers' license plates and a series of numbers for absolutely no reason. I also tend to remember numbers because, to me, it takes less effort than looking it up again. I'm so quirky.
You are quirky,
You
Christopher.
are quirky, and I would say save your brain space for something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Our brains are not meant to be used as to-do lists, as someone says. I can't remember. Someone in the ADHD field. I might look that up. I might not. But yeah, that's a good point. All right.
All right.
Thanks for those quirks, Christopher. You're
Thank you,
so
Christopher.
quirky.
You're so quirky.
And we will be having Christopher on the podcast coming a bit down the road.
This whole episode is like, who's going to be on our podcast next? But
Ooh, mystery.
Except it's not because we just told you.
Yep. But we'll see if we can get it scheduled.
Yep.
All right. And then we have a few pizza secrets from my amazing mother-in-law, Judy.
Judy. Yay. I'm excited.
Do we want to sing her song again? Or
Yeah, we have to.
All right. Our listeners.
For the listeners.
All right. Listener secrets.
I thought you did. Oh, wait. Okay.
Listener secrets.
Listener secrets. Tell me your secrets. Listener secrets. That worked, kind of. We could rehearse it more, but
we won't. It works about as well as all of our other songs.
It works about as well as it's ever going to work.
Yes, that's our capacity.
That's about it.
Yep.
All right.
My mother-in-law, Judy, is also an ADHDer.
Nice.
Ian has a lot of her same ADHD traits. I see where he got them. She's great. She's a weirdo like us. She wrote us this great email. We're not going to read all of them today because A, there are a lot of them and we're going to save some. And also, we want to have Judy on the podcast at some point.
Yeah. Once again, this is just like a
who's who.
What a lineup.
A real who's who of WOAF guests. But Judy has like literally more hobbies than any person I've ever met. She is so crafty and talented. So we definitely need to have her on and talk about all of her hobbies.
We should just have her on for like double hobbies.
Ooh.
Double hobbies, double the fun.
We might have to. All right. So Judy says, good morning to my favorite neurodivergent women.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning, Judy.
It's the afternoon, but that's okay.
Also, it's funny that we're saying this because David is Ian's dad / Judy's ex-husband.
Yeah.
So we're saying good morning, Judy, and good night, David. And they get along well, so it's not weird.
That's cute.
It's cute. She says, I have been crafting this email in my head for a bit. It's time to put the pen to paper. So much in common with WOAF, so much to share. I am hyper-focused, and this is a long email. Yes, it is.
It is.
So we'll save some bits for later. My relationship with ADD has been a lifelong experience, though I wasn't aware of that until my son was assessed when he was in grade school. First, I must point out that my son is the infamous Ian Powell that was a guest on one of your earlier episodes. Good pick, by the way.
He is infamous, for sure.
When his dad and I were reviewing the assessment questions, we looked at each other after reading each one and realized that we would answer yes for ourselves. It was difficult to complete the assessment with Ian in mind once we realized that. We kept relating to each question. That was the beginning of my awareness of my own relationship with ADD. It was helpful in many ways as I began to understand what he was working through in school. I learned a great deal along that leg of the journey for both him and me. It wasn't until recent years that I truly began to understand how much a part of me that is. Actually, it's not a part of me, it is me. That's how I feel too, Judy. My ADHD isn't like something I have. Like, I hate when people are like, oh, you're not defined by your disability. It's like, no, ADHD is me, and I like that. Everything about me is related to my ADHD because it's how my brain is wired.
Right. It's how your brain works.
And I don't think it's an insult, so it's not a bad thing. She says, a big shout out to Ian and Grace for enlightening me about these fabulous traits of mine.
Oh,
Judy.
Judy. I'm getting a tear. Oh.
It's a relief to know this about myself, to embrace it, to love it, and to enjoy it. I have learned so much in the last couple of years from them and now from this wonderful podcast. Though I still have no clue why it's called an ADHD-Adjacent podcast. Please enlighten me so I can remove it from things I am obsessing about. We will address this in a second.
We will address.
She says, so I proudly put on my seamless socks, work diligently to remove that one freaking hair that is in my shirt and touching my back. I hate that. And you can't find it. And it's driving you crazy. And impulsively share my thoughts with those who don't really give a shit about what is on my mind and join your little flock. We give so much of a shit, Judy.
I give all of my shits.
Our listeners give their shits. We give our shits. It's nothing but shits.
All shit all the time. This is a shit-adjacent podcast.
Oh, perfect. And she says, on to the segs. But first, real quick, Kristen, why do we call it an ADHD-adjacent podcast?
Because we don't want that pressure.
Yep.
It's all about the pressure.
The pressure.
Like, sometimes we talk about ADHD, but sometimes we talk about who can climb more, horses or cows, you know? So
we don't want to box ourselves in.
Yeah, we can't just be like pinned down to one thing. That's just not us. We encompass a lot of, things and hardcore research, like, is there one drive-through at the KFC Taco Bell? Or is it two separate drive-thrus, one for KFC, one for Taco Bell? These are the hard-hitting facts. And is that related to ADHD? Absolutely not. So we can't say that we're just ADHD because we are all-encompassing in all things.
Yeah, so I feel like we do talk about ADHD a lot, and obviously all these things that we do that we have weird stories about are related to our ADHD because it's who we are.
Loosely.
But also, yeah, we don't always...
And sometimes tightly.
Sometimes loose, sometimes tight. And we don't always want to feel like we have to just talk about ADHD all the time. We want to be able to go on our tangents and whatevs.
We've got a lot to talk about. I don't know if you've realized. We've got a lot to talk about.
Yep. And also, imposter syndrome. So, yeah, that's why we call it an ADHD-adjacent podcast.
Yep.
And
we're sticking to it.
Yep. So don't try to change us. All right, on to those
She never
segs.
would. She would never do that.
No, Judy accepts us how we are.
Love you, Judy.
Love you, Judy. All right, let's read those quick pizza secrets.
She's got a couple quick pizza secrets. I'm going in for the first one because it's really funny. It's called Tripping at the Movies. Tripping balls at the movies.
Hell yeah.
It's a different type of tripping. It's a better type of tripping.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm going to do this next time I go to the movies, if I go to the movies.
All right.
I loved to go to the movies when I was a kid. I also loved to sit in the seat next to the aisle. And sadly, I loved to stick my foot out when people were walking up or down the aisle. Sorry, folks, it was me with a little smile on my face. So funny. Judy, you little shit.
I know, Judy. Such a little shit.
So funny, though. I can't. Just like, little toe.
That's so her.
Judy.
Yep. All right, her second pizza secret. It's called Trying Out the Big Wheel.
I like how they're titled.
I know, she has great titles. Should we do that?
Yeah, we got to start titling our pizza secrets.
Yeah, because the titles are great. Good idea.
Yeah, thank you, Judy.
Yeah. All right, she says, mischief was in my nature. Was, I would say, is. It is one of those many family traits. A friend of mine and I were walking around the neighborhood one evening as young teens when we spotted one of those really cool big-wheeled tricycles that were so popular.
So cool.
I always wanted one. We never had them as little kids, and we wanted to try it out. So we did. Taking turns, we rode and rode. When we were done, we stopped and left the toy where it stopped, not returning it to the owner's home.
Oh, no, you stole a big wheel.
Sorry, little kid. Hope you found it. So she stole a child's big wheel, took it for a joyride, and then just left it where they stopped.
Oh my God. That's like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. You are a little shit, Judy.
You are.
In the best way. Pizza secrets. Oh, listener secrets. And she wraps up her email by saying, welcome to my world. Oh, wait, it's your world too. Ha 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 ha. Thank you for the opportunity to share some bits of me. Hopefully you enjoyed this. And if you didn't, oh, well, I don't care.
Nice.
Judy.
So sassy.
Love your podcast. You are doing a kick-ass job. Aww. Excited for you both and look forward to more episodes and associated smiles and laughter. Love, your neurodivergent mother-in-law and friend.
Oh, Judy.
That was so well done.
That was so well done.
Thank you for writing us in. We will share some of your secrets at a later date, but also we want you on the pod to tell these in person because you got a lot of them, and you're a great storyteller.
Also, I want to know these hobbies.
Oh, so many. She's so talented. All right, this is supposed to be a bagel bite. What's our time looking like?
38 minutes, but we have to edit some of that out.
Yep, that'd be pretty good. Look at us.
Look at us. We're cruising.
All right, we are winding down this big bite.
Winding down. Choo, choo. What was the winding down?
Are we always doing a train metaphor? We're doing
coming into the station. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. God, I just...
Choo, choo.
It's a sad train.
That was.
Choo, choo. Welcome to the sad train. Oh, wait, I got to do it more somberly.
Yes.
Choo, choo. Welcome to the sad train.
Except this isn't a sad train. It's a fun train.
It's a fun train. But just in case you wanted a sad train, there's one available.
Yep. Take it or leave it. We are. That's our little bagel bite for the week. Sorry if you're upset that it's short.
We have one more thing.
Oh, do we?
Yes.
Oh.
Brooke's review.
Oh, yeah.
Brookology.
Yes, we have a Apple podcast review that was left for us that we wanted to read.
Yes. You almost skipped over this.
Sorry.
This is important stuff.
Sorry.
All right. Brookology left us a 5-star review, and I think everyone should know about it.
Tell the world.
All right. It's called Already Love, capital LOVE.
Ooh.
This show, ! Here we go. As an ADHDer, I know we come in so many shapes and colors and flavors and forms. So finding little pockets of community wherever we can is so important! To connect to each other, hear other perspectives, and support how gloriously different and similar we are in all ways. This, all caps, is one of those glorious pockets of community. Great conversations to listen to. Press play and feel a little lighter.
Aww. Thank you so much, Brooke. That's like the nicest.
Thank you, Brookology.
Yeah, that's like the nicest review.
For community.
A little pocket of community. That's a great way to put it, and that's exactly what we're going for with the show. So thank you for nailing the vibe.
I've got a pocket full of community. Da, 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 da.
Nothing rhymes with community. Immunity, I guess.
Immunity.
Lots of things rhyme with community.
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay, now
chug,
we're done. Chug, choo.
Now, chug, 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 choo, choo, choo. We're at the station.
It's the somber train station.
All right, you're here.
Yeah.
Get off.
Get off your train. Get off your high horse.
Get out of here.
And maybe onto another horse.
Onto a different horse, like your daily driver horse.
Yeah.
Take that horse into town.
Get some water. Get yourself some new shoes.
Check out a nice coffee shop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe talk to a stranger. That's always fun.
Get your horse some hay. I don't know, a new saddle.
Saddles are expensive.
They are, but worth it. What is this? All right.
Since when do you know so much about saddles?
I don't, but I just know how important they are.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to leave us an amazing Apple Podcast review, and
like
you want
Brookology, you should.
You want to try to beat Brooke's review, but you can't. There's a challenge.
Yep.
I know ADHDers love a challenge. So see if you can write an even better review than Brooke. I doubt it, but
yeah, you try making something up as great as a pocket full of community.
You try.
I don't know if it can be topped, but I'd like to see you try, listeners.
Leave us a review. It really helps us out. It's really great for the pod. We're trying to, get the word out there.
It's great for our mental health because then we feel better about ourselves.
Yes, please help us. Say
about us.
Say nice things to us.
I need this external validation.
Yes, we're in the studio every week doing this for you guys. It's not for us at all. It's totally selfless. We don't do this because we like to hear ourselves talk. It's just for you. And we want some positive reinforcement about that. So
specifically, it's just for the listeners.
Yes.
Not for us.
No, it's never for us.
Yeah, leave us a review. You can also rate us on Spotify now. Rate us good things on all places where you get your podcasts. You can respond to our polls. I think in our one episode you said we post them every Friday. We're going to start doing like Sunday night, Monday now. So beginning of the week, start yourself off with a poll,
And we're going to work on posting some of those results. So even if you missed the poll, you can still participate by giving us your results in the comments.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks to everyone who participates in our polls. We know it's not just B-Rain. We know there are other people participating.
Every day.
Although I don't know if everyone who participates is actually listening to the podcast.
No.
Looking at you, Justin. Justin is always in our polls, and I legit don't think he's listened to a single episode.
Well,
so B-Rain, you're our most faithful poll participant.
Thanks, B-Rain.
Thanks, B-Rain.
participate in the polls. Sometimes there's like actual questions that you have to write in. I know that's harder, but we like that feedback. You can email us at weirdsofafeather@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram at weirdsofafeather@gmail.com. No.
You can try. But
You can
won't.
try. That probably won't work. Just Weirds of a Feather on Instagram. And as for TikTok, it's also just Weirds of a Feather.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Let's wrap this up.
That's been our share. Hope you like it. Hope your mouth's full.
This has been a Bagel Bite.
Give me your Bagel Bite bird sound. Bird sound Bagel Bite.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Spot. Yeah, it's up to you for the interpretation.
How was that?
I was just thinking like a little baby bird, like a maybe
like a little
bird, like a tweet tweet.
I read that one wrong.
Yeah, you know what? It was up to you for interpretation, and man, you interpreted the hell out of that.
I just had a bird say Bagel Bite.
Yeah.
All right. How's that for a little bird?
Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
Yep.
That's a hungry bird. That's a hungry baby bird.
Hungry baby bird.
It's a hungrier bird.
I hate that bird. Let him starve. All right, we're out of here. See ya.